Hey everyone, how you doing today? Sorry, I had a little bit of a screw up on my stream info. This one's not a test stream. I actually want to get working on the ship here. I'm just not sure if anybody's watching at this moment in time, and I can't blame you if you're not. But hold on, let me try to pull up something else on the side here. I'm still learning the ropes here with this whole Twitch thing. So, been a bit of a thing yet. Hey, Jeff, man. How you doing? I think you might be the first here. I'm just trying to look at some information on the side here real quick. And then I got this list of stuff to do. There we go. All right, so we can see it there. Going pretty good with me. How are you doing, Jeff, man? So on today's video, I guess it's fairly self-explanatory here. I got this little to-do list here, and I want to go through and try to get the rest of this ship ready to be put to the workshop. And there's a number of things I actually got to do. I don't think I'm going to get through the whole list today, but I might skip around a little bit and do part of some of it, and then move on to another area so you can kind of see all the different things that need to get done. So to start with here, I think what I'm going to do is first run over to work on the crew rooms. I have two of those that I have yet to do. And let me, I'll just fly up to where they would be through this, the Perses Lounge. By the way, if you didn't see this since last time, hey, Prime Q. How you doing? So if you didn't see the last updates on the ship, which I did in a YouTube video, I went through what was done on the last live stream, and I tweaked out this whole lounge area quite a bit, added some pillars, and messed around with a lot of the block work along the ceiling, and did up a couple crew rooms in here as well. So we got like a multiple person crew room over here, right next to this hangar. And then there is, did up the next crew room over here as well. This is a single person crew room, different design on each one of these. And then what I also have to do on my to-do list is the crew rooms on the other side of the hall over here. So they're pretty even boxes here. There's one on either side. They're pretty close to the same size. I think this one's a little bit bigger. So I wanted to try to maybe do these both at the same time. And here, let me get a light on and stuff like that. And I'll try to go about it the same way that I did the other crew rooms on the other side of the hall. And that is, first thing I want to do is try to figure out my blocks around here, see what blocks I can edit. And I wouldn't mind trying to pop in toilets and showers on both of these rooms. Just to be complete with that. They're pretty cheap parts. And so one neat thing about these rooms over here is they're right next to each other. So I've got this wall of solid blocks here I can mess with, which is kind of cool. So what I'm thinking about doing is, let's say over on this side we'll get rid of 2 blocks. Actually, we're gonna have to get rid of like all 4 of these blocks. And what I'll do is I'll take 2 showers and have it facing this room. Well, actually not both. We'll have one on one side and one on this side, and then we'll do the same thing with the toilets here. So put a toilet on this side and a toilet on the other side. So now they would each have their own. The next part would be to get some blocks out at least. There's my carbon. Love that carbon. And actually, I don't love the carbon. It's just end up using it an awful lot in the game. So what I can do is try to build up like a little bit of a fake wall covering up the ends of this bathroom over here for this room. I'll do that with the thinnest blocks I can possibly find here, which are probably like this here going towards the window. And let's put one on this side too, just to keep it even. And then we'll just put in a you put 4 toilets. Did I? I did! You're right. Oh, come on. Well, what if you had to go really bad? I mean, really, really, really bad, or one toilet just isn't enough. All right, so yeah, let's not put in 4 toilets. Let's replace a couple of those with some showers, shall we? Good call. I missed that one somehow. All right, that's better. So we got toilet shower on that side, toilet shower on the other side. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I think, is, yeah, we can have like a thin block wall right there. I want to cover up the back of that toilet there. Now, another thing I want to do with the room, too, is see if I can mess with some other blocks around the room. I don't think I can do much with the outer hall blocks, and they're all steel blocks there, too, but over on this side, we do have some turbines. Yeah, let's put in something that goes across the ceiling here. That kind of makes it not quite as tall. Give it a little bit of contrast here. Let me see if I got these rotated the right way. Yeah. So we just have our texture change on that surface there, and then this surface would be different. So I'm going to run these right across this wall here. And then put in some thin blocks. Well, not thin blocks, I guess half blocks here across the ceiling. I was thinking about changing up the design, though. I could go like a straight beam like that. I'm kind of wondering how it would look if I try to do some angly things in here with the thin blocks, like maybe even just a 45-degree angle. Like, say we had something like just jutting across the ceiling like this. Like, maybe it's some outdoor structural support or something like that. Could make for a little bit of an interesting ceiling setup, I guess. I want to mess with this other wall over here too. So I think what I'm going to do is indent part of the wall here. So let's get rid of some of these blocks here, and I'm just going to swap them out. A little bit different version. Like, let's see, do we want to do it like that? Yeah. Yeah, now let's do 2 rows. Take out that top row too. I'll put in like these. Well, that doesn't work in the corner. Okay, so let's mess with the corner too. We'll put in something like that. Let me get rid of that one. We'll get rid of that corner block yet too. Just trying to make this room look like something basically. So it's just not a square box. Although it is a square box. It's just some kind of illusion. So, okay, so we got that in the corners. Let's put in a matching block below that here. And then we'll put in some new wall blocks across here. Yeah, I think that'll work. Steel maybe. Oh, steel here? Well, it is technically, if I'm following the way the rest of the ship built, I know there's turbines over here, but at the same time, it's inner hull, like the outer hull would be out here. So all this is steel blocks. But to keep the weight down, even these internal walls, like over here, I've been pretty much doing a carbon as well. I mean, I could put in steel there. It's just, I'm always so worried about the weight. It kind of freaks me out a little bit on how much things can weigh. And so I've been trying to kind of go this route and use as little of steel as I can and just have it on the outer hull. Alright, so before I, okay, so next part of doing this is I wanted to figure out what I'm doing for beds in this room. Now the whole ship has been using this type of bed. I haven't went with the bunk beds. I've been kind of going with all the I don't know, a little bit spiffier beds, I guess. We'll just kind of keep that as a standard. Now in this room here, it could have more than one person in this room as well. I've been trying to just kind of like combine some crew rooms together. Steel, this is the wall between the turbine room. Yeah, well, yeah. This wall is between one of the turbine rooms. This is a medium turbine room over here. It's not near any generators or anything. And these turbines won't actually be there when you get the ship But I mean, there are so many rooms throughout this ship that if I'm looking at the parts that are in there, everything should be steel around it, technically speaking, if it was a combat ship. But if I did that on this build, I would build it. It ended up being too heavy. Well, at least too heavy for ion thrusters. And I'm sure I don't know. Yeah, it's a tough call. I have to think about that quite a bit. Like, do you want steel here, or do you want, you know? Now, where this is located in the ship too, I guess it is kind of close to the front of the ship, but it's still, there's a good, I don't know, that many blocks in front of this area. So you'd have to kind of shoot through the outer hull here first, and then blow up all this stuff, which would blow up pretty easy, and then into here through this wall, and then you would finally get to the turbines if you even had them placed there. As far as I know, now this is something I actually don't know. Do turbines, are they considered an explodey part, like fuel tanks or generators, you know, or that kind of thing would be, or do they just kind of just don't blow up? That would be another question too. I'm not so sure about my beam across the top of the ceiling right now, though, too. I was looking at that, and it's kind of jarring a little bit. So let's just start painting a little bit. I'm going to paint it the same way I did the other rooms. And that quickest way about it is I just kind of painted this lower area with this particular, like, brownish color here. Went around the room like that. Then I went one up from here and painted it in a slightly brighter color. Let's see, if they blow up, but they are not targetable. Okay, that is good to know. So we got a slightly different color scheme here. Oh, I had these rotated wrong. Darn it. Let's steal one of those and replace that row of blocks. Just trying to give the room a little bit of definition here. So we've got that upper area that we can paint with different stuff. I'm going to do the darker brown here again on the ceiling, but the inner part here will be the lighter shade for now. This is just kind of a baseline. Okay, let's get some lights in here. I think these will work on the edges. Oh, on one of the edges. Okay, so I guess we just can't have a light there. And let's get this, let's put some bright there. And this side, you know what? We're going to have thin blocks covering up the side on the other bathroom here. So this will be kind of like set up a lot like a hotel room or something. Hey, Lycan. Oops. Alright, so couple beds. Let's get those kind of color matching a bit too. Let's think about some furniture and other things in here. So we already got our bathroom. Going for relatively fancy rooms in this ship. All the crew rooms are pretty nice. Even if you're not the captain, you got a pretty decent place. Although you might share it with more than one person. That's the big thing. I think the captain's room is actually on the other side, so these are going to be more multiple crew room kind of things. And we got to have TVs too, so I'm trying to put TV, whoops, not there, like right here, so if you're sitting there you can see the TV. I can't actually move it any closer and have it face the right direction though, just the way that part is. Okay, so we got a TV. What other little doodads could we throw in here? Bookshelves are always kind of fancy and neat, but since this is a crew room, in fact, you should put in like a shared locker over here. So I think just 2 beds in this particular room. They're all kind of different. It's kind of fun part about building some of these crew rooms and whatnot. Get this other part in across the top here. Now what I want to do is we've got a lot of textures we can mess with here, and let's get in some vents and things like that, and lights. So kind of taking a look at the blocks here on how I want to go about this. So let's get rid of color as an option. Let's say we had a light there and there, and in those 2 locations, kind of evenly spread there. And then with the vents, I'm talking about using this texture here. Hey, Matt CZ. Don't forget to... Oh, I didn't... I'm not forgetting O2. I did... Well, I am forgetting O2 in this room. But the rest of the ship actually has O2. I did that before this video. So it is on my my list to check out, especially with this room too. Yeah, these all have... I've been using this kind of door, and they are airtight. So, yes, I will need a ventilator in this room as well. Let's put a vent there. Let's put another vent there. And let's back up the beds with something, some kind of back texture. Give it a little bit of contrast, maybe like that there. For the floor, this kind of works out. This texture light kind of goes on the edges of the beds there a little bit, so we got that little bit of detail. Let's also just put in some random other textures in here. Maybe one of these things like that, and maybe something by the door. Let's put in one of those kind of randomly. And let's see what we... Oh, wrong shade. Okay, so now I'm going to get color out of the option, get rid of some of the jiggy lines. Something like that. Alright, so let's work out the floor a little bit. So all these rooms have been pretty easy with the flooring, simply because I'm using carpet. And carpet's easy, generally speaking. But I've been trying to make at least a little bit of some kind of colored formation with the carpet. So in this case, we'll wrap the that colored carpet around there. And then let's use a different tone over here. Or actually... yeah, I'll put in this, and just to be extra tricky, I don't think I use that shade. Let's put in a different color carpet even in this area. So 3 different colors going on here. Let's paint that to kind of match. Alright, so ceiling. I wouldn't mind getting a couple main lights in the ceiling as well. So ceiling color, I think I'm going to go with this darker tone again. And I've been kind of, at least with this ship, let's see, texture in right side of toilets. Oh, yes, I do have to, yeah, I do got to mess with that, yeah, too. I'm going to try to get in a couple of these kinds of lights, bigger ones up in there. And we'll say put in a couple of that. And let's try to put in something else here, just to give it a little bit of texture contrast there. Paint that to match. Let's put a little something in the corner. Oh, some random texture. No idea what that is, but it's trying to do detail at least. Place that one there too. Okay, so let's get one of these doors. I don't think I have them out right now. These, so we got that front of these. Actually, you know what? I want a texture. I can see part of the carbon behind this block here. I'm gonna try to paint that if I can. Okay, so now you don't see that anymore. Not the same situation on the other side. Okay. And these, you pretty much got to turn them like this, or they kind of screw you up, block you in there a little bit. All right, so we've got that. All right, let's take care of the O2 in the room. I could do something, since that's a fake block anyway. Let's texture that up on the inside a little bit, and let's take this half block model. Just gonna dump it right there. Paint it to match. Actually, one tone up. Okay, so now we should have O2. Just make sure that that O2 is actually working. I don't have any weird holes in the room. We'll check it out here real quick, and it looks like O2 is good. Okay, so now lights. What I'm going to do, I'm going to steal the settings of a light in another room here. Oh, actually, I didn't even put a light in this room, did I? No, that's right. I didn't even actually run lights in the crew rooms. Did I put a light in this room? I did put one light in here. Yeah, let's if you ever look at a light and you want to remember all the settings, if you bring it up like this, and you don't have to really do anything, I just kind of move that around. Now, the next light I place, whatever light model that is going to mimic those settings. So, since I'm going with the roundy lights, that doesn't really fit very well in here, but we'll try. Ooh, not that one. Put in, like, let's just randomly put in a couple lights in this room. One of the lights, I'll leave a standard spotlight. On the other one, I will lower the intensity down and remove it from being a spotlight. And I think I'm just running gray light in these rooms. So let's see. One less, get a little bit more detail in here. Maybe I'll throw in a plant and a console of some kind. I gotta get rid of some crap here. Yeah, there's my consoles. Maybe right by the door. Let's put in. We'll just pretend that this is some kind of communication system for the ship or something. And we can color that in with. I've been using that tone there for my console colors in the rest of the ship, but not in this area. Actually, I've been using this blue tone for inside of here. The rest of that to match a little bit. And how about a plant there? Could pick different plants. Okay, so as we walk into the toilet, the ceiling is painted here. Missing a back wall over on that side yet. That's gonna be part of the other room there. And this one, I think I'm gonna put in one of those. Gonna make it look a little bit like a closet. And let's see, one last little detail that could be done in here is, oh, I don't know if this is going to screw up stuff on the flight deck. It shouldn't, because they're all the same lines. So, try to add a little white line across the top here. Hey, Treadmore, how you doing? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so that's working on this side. It's not working on this side of blocks, and I can't put it over the that part. So let's I'm gonna steal that block there, and we're gonna flip it. Oh, I can't flip it. Okay, we can rotate it though, right? See how this line come out now. Okay, now. No, that's still wrong. That's backwards. Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to put a line on this row of blocks here. I don't think any way I try to do it's going to work. Okay, no line on this side then. So I got to try to eliminate the line. I hate to eliminate the lines because it replaces your color too, so then you got to repaint it again after you're done with it. And actually, I got to get the texture back here. Let's fix up. Let's try to put in a random something over here. Just trying to get in random extra textures that might not make any sense in reality, but just try to add a little bit of detail to the area. And oops, just put in a couple of those around those lights there, and I don't like that either, so just put in that, I guess, one there. And okay, technically speaking, we have another crew room, kind of similar to the other ones. This one's actually using lights, though, and It might work fine without the lights like I did with the other rooms. Again, they're a little bit darker. Yeah, I was trying to watch how many lights I used, but I don't think it really matters. I'm already above size class 10, so the ship, I believe, is going to be chilling at size class 11 no matter what I do at this point in time. I don't think it'll hit 12, but it's possible. It is possible. All right, so we did one crew room. I'm trying to just think if there's anything else I could do to tweak this more. And I could try a little bit of color variation. Like I could try to take like a chunk across one wall and add like a different tone to it, like that. See what it looks like. And actually, I don't mind that. It's just a little bit unique with the color. Can you make the lights brighter? Yeah, I can make the lights brighter. I'm in space. So I've been tuning the ships to space lighting, basically. And I know planet side things are darker than they are now, but the problem I've got with lights and, well, here, like this one's a standard spotlight. The problem I've got is usually when I go up to a higher intensity, like I usually stop at intensity 2 on spotlight type lights. But when I go to 3, it will be brighter, but depending on the situation, it can really bring in some nasty looking glares too. In this case, it's not doing that. And it is pretty bright, but it's almost a little bit too bright. If you look at least the way the rest of the ship is, but I could leave it. I mean, it's not too bad. I think overall, especially if you bring these planet side at night, it's gonna look really dark. And I will. I actually, before that I'm done with this video, I do want to take this down to the planet and take a look at what the light's looking like on planet side too. So anyway, that was one of the crew rooms. Now, I have a pretty big list of stuff to go through, and what I'll do is I'll just do this other one on my own time, and I'll go back to working on something else. There's a lot of things to do, and some of these individual steps could take a lot of time. So I'm going to try to get to all of this stuff. So, let's see. Let me just check up on comments here. Yeah. Look at the lights and turn off spotlight. Oh. Yeah, I like to, with the lighting on these ships, I like to blend and then mix. Where some of the lights are the spotlight mode ones, some of them are not. And the spotlight mode ones are a lot more of a directed light. Like for instance, like let's enhance this one here a second, because this is directly over where the repair bay is supposed to be. And this one is in spotlight mode, but I got it turned way down. Let's just say I really wanted to make that bright there. I could even give it a really low spotlight radius. Got the distance maxed on this, but that should make that like red ring right around here. Promised an intensive 4.5 hour LCD stream. I did. I did. Uh-oh. I don't remember that. Oh, yeah. LCDs. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. LCDs. You know, I love how they look, but, yeah, they are not... I don't enjoy necessarily making them, and it's largely due to the interface. It drives me nuts. Any more complicated LCDs I made, I have to, like, Alt-Tab out and use Notepad on the side to type in stuff and copy it back in, see what it looks like, and then adjust my typing in Notepad. And I just get usually so annoyed by the time I'm done with the LCD that I don't ever want to do another one again, kind of thing. So that's kind of how I've been with LCDs as of late. Yeah, see, okay, so if I turn off Spotlight, then you can see that it's got that big red glow around the entire area rather than just the focused area. And when I do lighting in pretty much all the builds, I like a combination of both. If you just have just your spotlights, and not standard lights, then you're losing some potential detail as well. So it's just kind of like, I don't know, you got to play it by sight mostly, but like this one here, I definitely want to be, you know, a regular spotlight, because it's just trying to make this area look a little bit brighter right there. But yeah, there is that. Let's see, did you try LCD Studio for... I did try it. Um, it's got some perks. It's got some perks, but at the same time, if I'm doing like a more complex LCD, if you're manually doing the coding for it, it does it a lot better than like the more the kind of code that it was doing the other way using that software. So hey, Scarly. Let's see. Spotlights can be better for SC if the builder is concerned about it. Yeah. For SC. What is SC? I don't know what SC is. I thought of StarCraft, Star Citizen. Oh, size class. Duh. Yes. Oh, are they? I didn't know whether a light was a spotlight or a non-spotlight, if it made any difference in the size class. Lights in general add to your size class quite a bit. Adding lights in the ship, but it'll make all the difference in the world on how your ship's going to look in the end. All right. Well, anyway, I've been getting sidetracked. Gotta stick with the program here. So next on, okay, so I did one of the 2 crew rooms. So next is 2 small shield rooms. Now these are an extra area that's kind of off from the front of the ship here. We got our long range radar section. I don't know if you've seen this either. On if you did see the YouTube video that I did update, you wouldn't have seen some of these parts of the ship either. This is like the very front of the ship, like the front area. I try to make it look like a big like a bumper or something like that, like like your car bumper or something like that. Like you could smash something and bounce off from it a little bit or something like that. But anyway, what I have to work on are there's rooms right over here. Now this is some weird space on the ship. It's directly over the front strafing thrusters. So it's a hot room. It's not a good place to be chilling out in. There's 2 of them. They're identical on either side of the ship. So because this is one of the few areas of the interior that's actually following symmetry, I'm actually going to turn on symmetry for this. But yeah, I really had to watch symmetry a lot with this ship because there's most of the interior is not symmetrical, and every time I turned it on, I got in trouble with things here. But I think, let me just make sure that these 2 rooms are the same. So we got that block work like that, and if we get over to the other side, yeah, I think we're pretty much identical here. All right, so point on what these rooms are. I didn't exactly know what to do with them before, but I realized I never added locations to add small shield parts in this build. So I think this would be a great spot for that. Plus, the ship could also stand some more oxygen tanks. I think I'm a little light on my oxygen tanks, considering it's a pretty big ship. Plus, it has a pretty big farm. I definitely don't want to scrimp on things like oxygen tanks. So what I'm thinking is, let's see. Let's look at our max count here. So max count is 8 with both of these 2 types. So if each room held 4, it would be pretty good. So how are we going to make this look? And the floor is a thruster too, so it's certainly not going to want to spend much time in here. Trying to think on how I want to go about this. Let's try. See, can't really separate them apart by two blocks. What if I did 2 chunks of 2 like that, and then try to build some block work around it, under it? Yeah, let's try that. See how that works out. Kind of wanted to make it look like there's some kind of framework around these things. So, did something like that. And I think what I'm going to need to do is just going to fill in a couple blocks right there. And we could use some of these small half blocks. Like a little frame there. Let's just paint that up a second, see what it's going to look like. Use my engineering red color in this one. Kind of more of an orange-ish. There, let me get these parts out of here for now, too. sure all this stuff's painted up right. Not sure why I got lines on here. That's odd. And okay, on the bottom, let's try to see if we can find a texture. Yeah, this one actually works pretty good there. So we can add some lights there. Alright, that should work. So let's go to put in like a vent that down there. Maybe some different textures across the ceiling here. Let me turn on the light again. And okay, so the shield parts line up here. So let's put in like some kind of little mounting point there for the parts. I guess I'm getting a little sick of using that texture too, but there's not much else. I'll try this. Put that on top and bottom. Maybe just some smooth metal here. Something like that. Okay, I gotta get rid of that line. Alright, so that's in there. So that's already handling the shield parts. Let's paint a row of the engineering color across the top part of the room here. Alright, so air tanks, that's something else that I wanted in here. Try to dump some of this stuff here. Those and oh, there they are. I do that all the time. I'm like lose stuff that I put in there and gotta find it again half the time I respawn it. Alright, so here, let's texture this bottom area here. Some standard stuff. And I might as well do the top too. Let's see, put in a couple of vents. You're not gonna even see this. I don't know why I'm really all that worried about it, but that ranged. Alright, so now so whatever I do here is going to be doubled because we're doing this in symmetry on the other side. Oh, that fits actually pretty nice over there. Okay, so we got some air tanks there. I wanted quite a few more air tanks in the ship, and only had 7 total. And it's a pretty big ship to have 7 air tanks. It was enough to fill the ship up, but it ain't going to last long. So that's kind of the deal with it. Now here, it already has oxygen in this room. I'm not putting a door here, and then there's a ventilator down in this lower section. So I do not need to put an oxygen part in here. I would like to get some piping in here, though, or something, some other industrial-looking stuff, and do something about this thruster across the floor here, too. I don't know if I should leave that visible or not. Alright, let's get some fake lights in here. At least, I think I'm... I think I might run red for the ceiling color in here, too. So let's say we had a couple lights. Texture lights, that is. In those spots. And let's do something. I'm kind of doing some things like this on other parts of the ship just to give it a little ceiling something or other. And let's go with a darker tone for our air tanks. Vent there. Those filled in. And maybe I'll, yeah, maybe I'll kind of two-tone this, like have one red wall and one gray wall there. You sure there is O2? Yeah, actually, here, let me show you that. Wait, what? hold on. I guess I'm not sure there's O2. What's up with that? There should be O2 here. Why am I not seeing O2 anywhere all of a sudden? Oh, man. Wait a minute. I don't have O2 in here either. Oh. I guess I'm not sure there's O2. Good call. Good call. So we don't have O2 in this room either. How did I miss this room? Alright. Alright, let's fix this. Let's fix this right now. This one's going to be, should be a super easy room to fix. I think I'm going to run, sneaky little O2 thing here. Let's do one of these little roundy bit ones. And we'll shove that in there. And there we go. There's our O2. Engineers don't need to breathe. I know, yeah, we build exosuits for that. Okay, so we don't have O2 in this area yet. I don't know how I missed that. Well, I do know how I missed it. I probably just got stupid and thought I did it and didn't really do it. So, God, I could have swore I added O2 in here, though. This is really freaking me out. I guess I did. All right. Well, let's cheat on this one, too. Just put, like, one of those there. Make sure it kicks on, and there's our O2. I guess I only did it in theory. I don't know. So now, it should be how I thought it was in the first place. So now we would have O2 in this room. Good call, though. I'm glad you threw that out there. Because, yeah, sometimes I've made mistakes like that before. I thought I did something. I don't know if I just have weird dreams at night, and I think I do things, and then I think they're done in the morning when I was not even thinking about it. I don't know. But anyway, O2 in place. So here, I'm going to turn that off again for now. Correct some of these jiggies. Let's put something above the door here for a texture. How about some lights? Now, this room is pretty boring, that's for sure. You know what? I don't actually like the orange on the ceiling now either. And I did that. I think it would look better. And we get two-tone gray. Go with a lighter gray here on the center. And I think I was just kind of overdoing it there a little bit with the orange. Okay, so now we got this big floor space here. It's pretty ugly. Big old fuster on the ground. I don't mind doing something around the walls. I got a lot of block area in here where I can mess with things. Oh, and you know what? Those generator or the shield parts, they come out another block row here too. So let me see what that looks like if they're mounted in here. And maybe try to add in something below it. Some kind of block. Like something like that. Or go the other way with it. Like something like that. One in the center if I wanted to. Let's try that, see what happens here. So on the front, let's go to some kind of grate. Those spots and vent in the middle. And the color here, I'm going to try to go with the red again on those two, but let's do a darker gray in the middle. Different texture. Something looks wrong. Did I use the right shades here? I guess it's all the same color. It's just, yeah, just this angle. It looked like this red was different than the other red. Hey, hey, Benjamin Buttons, Prime Q. Let's see. Engineers don't need to breathe. They fill all the bottom row with blocks. Yeah, I could fill all the bottom row with blocks. But I'm going to have to modify my entry into here too. See what it looked like right outside here. See, this is getting awfully close to one of the potential weapon mount launcher points. Right there. Yeah, this is going to be hot though. Yeah, 1,080 degrees Celsius right where I'm at right now. 15 rads. Granted, it's only to put in shield parts. But, hold on. Let me just see what would happen if I extended this up another block row. I don't know if I can do it. Oh, so, it gets tricky here. You see, now I'm carving into a launcher position here. I think that's why I stopped it the way where I stopped it before. O2's for noobs, yeah. Build's coming along good, actually. It's close. It's close. I got a to-do list to try to get through, including this room and the bridge and a bunch of other miscellaneous things like sensors and LCDs, and I got to check the gravity yet. I am a little worried about this area though. When I was first doing this, I was like, oh man, I should just fill this area in. And then I thought, oh well, I hate to waste room on a build, and I didn't provide any spot for small shield parts, and I'm kind of, quite frankly, lacking enough oxygen tanks. So that's why I decided to keep the room going. But now, like, well, wait a minute, this could work yet. This could work. Hold on, let's try here. Can I get rid of that block too? Yeah, you know what? Let's try the raised floor. If I do that, it will get rid of all the heat issues in the room, and I think that might be worthwhile. And I could. These are all full blocks on the ceiling. I could dig into those a little bit. They are the flight deck. No, actually, this is below that yet. This is yeah, I can mess with those blocks too. So, yeah, let's do this. So, first take that up. Get a ladder piece in there, and let's put in some full blocks here. And let's see, how's that going to work with up the ladder? I think I'm going to have to get rid of that one. I do have symmetry on yet, right? Oh, thank goodness. Alright, so I think that's the right tone there. And, okay, so now here's a little bit of a thing, but I'm going to take a steel block, thin one, I think, and put it over this. And I'm just going to run another steel block here for the heck of it. Well, nah. Or more weight. That other block, this block here should be steel too. If it's not, I better fix it. No, that is steel. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Let's read our Scarly's comment. Yeah, the interiors, like at least on larger builds. Like if you have a SV that has no interior, no big deal, right? But if you get a ship like, I mean, this is like size class 11. It's got a lot of interior space. The interior takes, I would say, at least 3 to 4 times the amount of time it takes to do the exterior of the ship. So that's typical in my experience with building. But, you know, it can depend. If you don't have much interior space, not so much. But with larger builds, yeah, interiors take forever. Here, we're gonna try to put in a little LCD thingy, or not LCD, a little texture light in here. Let's use this part. Oh, not like that. But let's see here. See, why did it just color like that? Sometimes I don't understand like what just happened there. Like why when I place this part is it textured like this? I didn't use this texture yet today building, but it's probably has something to do with something I copied. You know, one of the textures I copied. Or blocks that I copied with a texture on it, I believe, but it's kind of weird sometimes. But I did want that same texture on the inside right there, so that's how that will come out. But this should be a different gray. Let's try that. I think I'm having a little bit of discrepancy between exterior colors and interior colors. In this build, they're separate. You have control right mouse button and the block. Place a cube inside of it. Yeah, it's true. All right, so let's go with this safe floor here. Yeah, I don't want to put steel around. This not being a combat ship, again, I don't want to wrap all the thrusters with steel and have all the right separations. If this were a combat build, you'd want to do this stuff differently, but then you'd have a lot less interior space to work with too, and it would be a different build entirely, really. Oh yeah, I see what's happening there. So there's a lot of that texture that was put in on some of those blocks here. I'm going to modify this front row a little bit here though. Oh, and now that's a really weird position to get at those shield parts now. It's almost like those can't really be in the way any longer. Alright, let's do something here. Trying to leave a little cutout there so you can kind of see them hanging over the edge a bit. But like if I get out of God mode, right now we're safe from heat and rads, but if I come here, we're gonna fry. Yeah. No, I hate getting rid of potential detail, but at the same time, you don't want to cook the players that use the ship. It's probably not good. But there's not much like, there's one other thing I could put here that could look all right, maybe. And here, let's do up this inside area with a, oops, there we go, with a bunch of techie looking crap. Lots of textures, wires and things. Yeah, let's get a wire down there, and a thing here, and a thing there. Oh, I already had one of those. Let's get a different thing. One of those. Yeah, just complete chaos here with different textures. And the whole point of that is, let's get this inside row here too. Let's make this the other color for the heck of it. Couple lights in here. And then I can go to the railing pieces and put in a little fake floor there. Something like that. And then you got a little bit of detail there, but you can't fall in there and fry. So that might work. One thing, every time I put this particular part in, it's super dark. It's super dark. You can't paint it any colors or anything like that. But usually what I do is I take the most white, and I spray them like that, so then it comes out to be a little bit grayer at least. Which I think makes that look a little bit better. Alright, so with the floor, let's try to do some texture lights here, like let's see, 1, 2, 1 there, and now let's put 1 there and 1 here maybe. Put that on the inside, and random strip of red here for the heck of it. These inside parts there. Let's try that. Oh man, that's got a decal on it too. Hey, Boo Bear. You'll see the texture on the side of it. Okay. You know what? I don't mind that little line that's there though, so I'm gonna put it on both sides. Above across the bottom too. Yeah, why not? Alright, how about, since I got these open, a little dot thing there. And let's fix up some of the jiggies. Okay, so ceiling. Ceiling's way too boring. So I'm gonna screw up the floor. I'm gonna have to fix it on the other side too, but take out this whole chunk of blocks here. Whoops, not that one. Just so I can, and I'll add in a little something here. Let's try to add in some curviness. Pretty simple formation, actually. Something like that. And let's see in the center here. You could actually add some little texture lights in here too, like at both ends. That can almost work. Let's do like that. Put that around like that. Oh wait, no, I screwed that up. I think it just wasn't seeing. That's good actually though. So I'm gonna put in a straight one here. And okay, so texture lights. There, there. And the ceiling's something. It's a bit darker. So side ceiling parts. I'm going to try to use some of these fancier textures. I don't know if it's going to work out very well or not though. Maybe some on these sides. And something different in the middle. That could kind of work. Alright. Keep that gray. Yeah. Trying to. I'm. The whole idea with adding in the reddish or the engineering color I'm using on the ship, I'm doing it like not in like a formation typically. I'm just kind of like randomly taking little parts and painting it that color just because. And just trying to get that that variation and a little extra detail from the color into the build basically. So let's, I think I'm going to do one more block right over here, but let's put in something that angles a little bit. And make that match the rest here. Something like that. Let's go with, yeah, that should be the background color there. Okay, so without the lights, looks like that right now. And you know, one last thing, I'm wondering if could it look all right? That's some of these new blocks. I'm just kind of wondering if there's something like that. Oh, that'd be weird, wouldn't it? If we had, oh, there's an air tank right there. I was wondering if I could like do that and then have another pipe like go to where the other one is. Should probably just make it a pain in the butt placing the shield parts in. And kind of in the way. So yeah, and that adds to the size class. So alright. So I'm going to pull those parts out. I'm going to put a decal back here just to let you know there's a part that goes there. But I'm going to put in info LCDs as well. So same color. And I think the ceiling's too dull or not bright enough. So that's let me fix that a minute to just looked a little too dark. Maybe it's that center texture I'm not liking in there. And the ceiling here should be, I think that would be this tone. Some kind of texture back here. Oh, not much to fit right there. But vent here. Okay, so you can climb up the ladder. You can place the shield parts. You no longer get fried by the thruster right below. So yeah, that's good. Hey, Moo Bear. Oh, I said that already. That was a while ago. Sorry, I just glanced at the comments. All right, so I guess that kind of works. Let me see how the other side came out with the symmetry thing. There's probably going to be some flaws, but there wasn't too much that could go too wrong here. So let me turn off symmetry a second. One jiggy there. And one more jiggy over here. No, not the greatest looking rooms in the world, but you know, it's gonna work for what they're supposed to be. Only thing, I got a line right here. Not sure why that's there. Let's get rid of that. Oh, I didn't get rid of it. And now I gotta retexture it. I think so, yeah. Okay. Oh, a missing texture up here too. I randomly put a texture right there. I gotta go to the other side real quick. Let's see if we got that other. No, we don't have a line on this side. Alright. And yeah, we already confirmed there's O2 here. Hey, Excalibur. Just press F to improve your lighting. Yeah. Okay. F. Oh, flashlight. Oh, dar. That's yeah. It's actually L. It's actually L on my keyboard. You got that left hand syndrome thing going on. So I think that the F is a Excalibur thing, but it's L for me. I'm all about the L. All right, so those rooms, I don't know. I guess they're all right. They're really out of the way. All right, so we did one of the crew rooms, the two small shield rooms. Taking a look at stats, we got the oxygen tanks up to 15 now. Before this, too, I did add 3 more large fuel tanks to the build, so it's up to 9. I actually stuck those in here, up on the top there. I had too big of a compartment. Excuse me. So for the shield parts, I made the room too big, so I put more fuel tanks up on top there. So that was kind of convenient there too. So all right, so let's get down to something else here. So bridge area. That's more building. I think I'm going to skip that for the very moment here, and let's get into some other kinds of Empyrion stuff here. How about some start working on some light sensors and stuff. I'll do some, but I'm not gonna do the whole ship in front of you. It's really boring. But I'll start doing some light sensors in case you. I'm sure most everybody watching this video, of course, knows how to do this stuff. But if you're new to the game, oh, thanks, Excalibur. If you're new to the game, then you know this could be helpful, especially the light setup in the hangar. Because the hangar, I'm going to use a little bit different setup here with sensors. I have to tie 2 sensors together with some signal logic to pull this off and to control it, because one light sensor is not going to have the range to cover this entire hangar, basically. So what I'm going to try to do right off the gates is try to place. Ooh, I'm gonna have a rough time in a lot of locations in the hangar to place light sensors, but I want to find one that I can push back as far to there as I can. Let's put in one. I'm going to come up here and let's get in here. We're going to name this. We're just going to call it. You can't usually use really long names for this, so I do like H light for hangar light 1. I'll get into the devices and the setup here, and let's expand that box out. And what I sometimes like to do with these two is go past the area by 1 block sometimes. So like if you're walking into this door, it automatically turns on the hangar lights before you actually step into the hangar. Sometimes that's helpful if you can pull it off. You've got the room for it. These out to the wall edges here. Okay, now let's see how far forward we can go with this. Okay, so here is our line. Alright, so remember where this door position is, because this is one sensor and it's got to overlap another sensor yet. So the other one on the sensor I put on this side is going to have to come up just past the door from that side. So now we got to find another location. And that's a big problem on this side because it's a giant hangar door right where I want to put a sensor. But let's try to put it right on the edge of the door here and see if it can get to the back. So let's call this one H light 2. So I'm going to try to run it, see if we can make it to there. See? It doesn't quite make it. Now, let's see. The question is, do you light up a room when you walk past a window looking into it? Well, no. But this is Empyrion. There was a time before on an older build, I think it was one of the Star Trek ships, that I spent a lot of time, and there's this room you could view from outside the ship through a window, and it really sucked that when you were out there like looking through the window, it wouldn't light up. So I purposely made the sensor go beyond that window, so when you walked, you could see it like from outside, like lit up like it was there. And then I guess that's kind of why I did it over here. I don't need to though. You have a good point. It doesn't make much sense, but yeah, there is that. Well, anyway, this sensor is not going to work because it has to go further back. So, gosh darn it, that's going to suck. Unless I could technically do it with 3 sensors too. God, it's like within a block row. Like I could try to put it here. I mean, it doesn't have to be on the ceiling either, but I don't want to have a sensor on the floor if I can avoid it. Using 4 extra lights a lot, it's multiple different areas joining one signal. Yeah, that is a good idea. In fact, you know, if I really thought about this too, less than the amount of sensors I want, I could try to widen these up to cover. Excuse me, sorry about that. I'm still getting over a cold here a bit. Yeah, I could try to widen them up to cover like these top rooms here, but man, these go deep actually. So yeah, I don't think they would have enough range to pull that off either. I don't know. I'm gonna try. God, I don't want to. Would that cause landing problems? It looks stupid. It looks stupid as all get up right there. Yeah, it's floating in the air too, and that's no, that can't work. Where else could I put a sensor? Ideally, if I could put it like right here, would be great. Right in the middle of the hangar. Wow, that's gonna be rough. And it's gonna have to come to this row right here, unless I move the other sensor back, and maybe I can. Oh, yeah. This is so close to working right, but it's just a little bit off. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this one. Definitely want the whole hangar on one sensor array, I guess you could say. I'm just not sure how to quite get the other sensor in. Three or four sensors in there. Yeah, you know, I should just, yeah, I should, rather than trying to do it with two, I should try to do it with three, I think, and then I won't have a problem. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. A little messy, a little bit wasteful, but not too bad. So okay, so this will be. Let's put this back in place. This will be hangar light 2 again, and it doesn't have to go all the way to the back of the hangar. Let's see how far back this does go, though. I want to cover to there and there. Then it has to come up to that row right there. And then you're going to need one more in the back. So I guess I'll just have this one go to about there for now. So let's see. Well, I'll go there. Get right at the edge. So now let's put in a hangar like 3. I could, you know, I could mess with the block here. Is that? No, we're not at the plate deck yet. Plate deck's there, so this block is just a crap block there. So let's put in a whole block here so I can mount the sensor to it, right? Give you a texture. Did I name that? I don't think I'll name that last one. I'll have to put that in there too. It's like 3. Go a bit further from past that door there. One past there. And then out the back side. Again, I'm going to shoot past the hangar door by 1, I think. Oops. To about there. Just so it kind of kicks on a little bit quicker. Alright, so now I got 3 sensors in place. And I think I got to label one more. One in the center here. H light 2. Maybe those lights can just stay on. You know, that would be a whole lot easier, wouldn't it? Just keep the lights on. Don't worry about it. You know, I've done this for a long time with this whole thing. It used to be, you know, having too many lights on would cause you performance problems, but that was with like the older lighting engine in the game, I would say. And I don't know if it really makes much of a difference anymore, but it's just habit. I've just always done this. But sometimes I just don't know if it's even needed. One last thing, I like to paint the sensors too, because they're always blue. And, well, there's no blue in the ship, really. Well, yeah, I don't think there is actually any blue in the ship. Alright, let's get that last sensor painted. Alright, so now we got the 3 of those. So now we're going to hop in here, and we're going to create a 4x4 circuit. And we're going to add in H light 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to call it, I'll just call it H lights. So hanger lights. So it doesn't give you very many characters on this to type up the whole word. So, okay, so now we got H lights. They all overlap. I don't need the 4th one. So basically this is saying, oh, the H light 2, H light 3. Sorry about that. Let's see, better performance while flying. You did the farm. I haven't done the farm signals yet. Well, I did the grow lights. The grow lights are on switches, but I have not done the lighting in the farm section. This is the first sensors in this ship for lighting. All right, so we've got those 3 in place, and we have something called H lights. So now what I want to do is creep around to all the lights in the hangar. Some of these are fake. Some of these are textures, and some of these are lights. Kind of weird. So and then we want to set all these to H lights. Sometimes I look at some of these lights, they have such a lens flare, it doesn't let you select on the light underneath the flare. Or it usually will work, but maybe not the first try. I recommend assigning the 4th or input to the same as the 3rd. Oh. Yeah. I could probably, I'll do that. I'll do that in a sec. Oh, do I not have a light on this other side here? And one in the corner. Is that light even supposed to be in the corner? Hold on. Get rid of this light. I don't think that's supposed to be there. Yeah, it's not really accomplishing anything. Okay, so we got those 2. So there's lights all over the place. I just got to find them all now. Let's see. We've got some more lights here. And another one here. Takes quite a bit of lights to try to light up a bigger hangar. Oh, we got another one over here. Come on, select it. There we go. Okay, now this lower area doesn't have any lights here. There are some in the corners by the hangar door. Work. You guys ever have that too, where your P key doesn't work sometimes? You click in it and it like doesn't detect it, and you got to keep on smashing it for a while until it works. That, and one more here, I think. A lot of lights in the hangar. More so than I remember putting in. But yeah, I did a couple rounds of tweaks trying to make it a little brighter. Alright, so let's see if it all works. It's kind of hard to tell. It actually goes so far, it doesn't even draw the lights all the way at the end of the hangar anyway. Okay, so if I back out here, let me just open this door a second. Oh, you see, this is the problem. You see, even when I look at something, it's flipping back and forth like that. I've been seeing this usually when I'm working on something for a while. It starts doing this, and it affects the P menu and all your input keys. And it's like, sometimes it'll work and sometimes it doesn't. It's just some other weird bug. I'm not sure. Sometimes I even had to take a block in hand pointing at devices in the menu. No idea what's wrong. Okay, yeah. So, alright. I just wanted to open this door, actually. Okay, so now, as soon as I go past 1 block away from this door, the lights should turn off. Now, the final test is, and it's hard to tell, but usually when I'm all done with light sensors, I will fly around the ship from outside and see if I see any of this glary bleed through anywhere on the build. And I usually will miss a light sensor or two. So that's why I look for these little glary things like you see like right over here and over there. And then I know there's lights still on in the ship, and then I have to hunt them down and get them on a sensor, basically. Alright, so I believe we are set up and working here. If I go out of this door by one space away, and you can see the lights off, on. So I'll check all that later, but that's, so last thing I want to do is modify that circuit like Garriman suggested, and I'm going to put in, say, like repeat one of the other ones in here. So I fill up the 4x4. And if you don't understand the ands and the ors and the stuff like that, you just kind of got to think about it in almost like a sentence. Like, what you're telling this thing to do is just say if, well, hold on. It's basically if H light 1 or H light 2 or H light 3 are, if you're in the sensor range of any 3 of those, then do H lights, which is your actual like turn off or control, I guess you could say. Now, if this was an and, let's say H light 1 and H light 2, and basically if you're in the sensor range of all 3 of these at the same time, which is impossible, then do it. So if this was an and, it wouldn't work at all. It has to be an or in this case. And there's others. There's a lot of different things you can do with that. Even delays. I've seen other builders use delays sometimes when operating psycho LCD displays and stuff like that. Let's see, easier way to check the plates are on the open P menu and look at all the lights. Yeah, you could do that too. That always works too. All right, well, anyway, I don't want to, the rest of the ship I'm going to have to do the same thing with, but the hangar was probably the most tricky because it was using multiple sensors. Most of the rest of the ship will probably be using less, but I just wanted to kind of cover that. Let's do the door though. Let's do some door and light sensors back over here. So let's get this rear hangar door rigged up. I usually like to save this till the end of the build, otherwise it's opening and closing and annoying me a lot. So since we are pretty close to the end, the best spot I could put a sensor would probably be above the hangar door somewhere in here. If I can find any block spaces that'll work. I want it to be on the outside of the hangar if possible. But I have a way of screwing myself with this. Like, I don't leave enough of the right size blocks to put in sensors properly anywhere. I'm having that problem again. If I put this here, it's going to be floating because these are half blocks up on the top side there. Okay, so this should be carbon beyond the interior point of the ship. I like how I did the Helios builds too. I'm gonna modify some blocks here down the center so I can have room to put the sensor, I think, and that probably should look alright too. So we got to go to hull colors with this. Let's see. Let's put darker tone on the sides. A couple of texture lights in there. Oops. This area is kind of bland too. I think there should be more. These lines in here is not that. Here, I'm gonna just kind of respray this area. I think it got kind of screwed up a little bit from before, and then I'll get rid of all the ones that aren't like straight lines, basically. And I can get a couple little things in there. Let's put a vent here or something too. Alright, so now we got a place to put a sensor. And let's see, which way is that facing? That's fine. Okay, so this one's going to be... I do have other hangar doors on the ship, so I'm going to actually do... This one is rear hangar. Yeah, rear hangar, that'll work. Let's give it a range. Okay, so hangar doors and stuff like this, I will go way beyond the outer bounds of the range. Like, maybe the ramps only come down to... work. Oh, I can't right now. To this block row here, but I'm going to go past that anyway, because half the time you're parked up on a hill, and yeah, you want the sensor range to be the best you can get it, really. So let me get back in there. So yeah, that's from kind of dropping it down so far that way. And we'll go out a little ways here too. How about, yeah, right at the edge of the thruster housing. Oops, backwards. So how about to there? And then, oops, to go out, I'm going to max it. Just completely max it out as far as it can go in this direction. And then I want it to be only one block coming into the inside of the hangar. So, oops. Right there. So that'll trigger the door to open when you fly in the ship or whatever, right at this end block. Okay, so I think that looks about right. And okay, so another little detail, what I didn't add in here yet, is a couple little little lighty things, little blinky lights or something. And maybe one on each side. Always kind of fun to do. Just go with a basic light here. Let's turn them that way. So let's put in the first one, and we're gonna make it reddish. If I go intensity 2. I don't want these to be spotlight, but I will leave them intensity 2 at a radius of 40. So they are kind of big exterior lights. So we got one there, and then we're gonna do the first one. Let's see, blink 50 cents. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we got one there, put one on the same spot over here, but then we're gonna make this one blink. So let's see, blink delay 50%. Blink delay. Actually, I want that 50 as well. Okay, and then we're going to change this other one to have a blink. 50, it already is. Oh, the frequency. I didn't set the frequency. So let's do 1.5 seconds here. Alright, so we got that. We got a sensor. And blinky lights. Gotta have the blinky lights. Alright, so now we gotta assign everything to the sensor. So let's start out with the hangar door. So hangar door is gonna activate on rear hangar. Now we gotta do all the ramp pieces. Thing with the ramp pieces, you gotta do the invert on these. Otherwise they're gonna be backwards. get that one? And then we gotta do the lights. Okay, so now I should do that when I get away, and when I get in range, should open everything up and blink the lights around. Maybe I went with a little bit too big a range on these lights, so hold on. I think that's a bit extreme. I think I had them at 40. Maybe I'll take them to 20. Alright, so that's rigged. So, I'm just trying to touch on a bunch of different points here. I've got to do, obviously, well, I want to do that. I want to figure out this door, too. This one might not be too difficult, though. Often I have a hard time finding a place to put the sensors. Hardest part about doing this. And this one should be easy, because I think I can just mount one right up over here. And be totally cool with that. So this would be our entry door. Alright, so we want this very accurate to the size of the walk path itself, except on the front side. So this is going to naturally open up. Open. Oh, I can't. I'm in the light mode. So that opens up to... Oh, I didn't paint this. Oh, I forgot about this. Oh, that's bad. Oh no. Alright, so we got some more work to do here. Alright, so I want to make this look better than a square by a little bit, hopefully. And I think I have just solid blocks around the whole door, except for the front. So I can work with that. So we're going to remove some blocks here. It's going to be a little more work, but I think it'll make it look better in the end. And I'm going to replace those blocks with these blocks. They're still solid, work the same, but you can get some little bit of like, it just looks more detailed basically. Sides like that, and then it gives you a little bit more texture stuff you can do. Not by a lot though. Yes. Since it paints all three of these the same, you can't really do much with it, but at least we're getting something there. And then we could even paint the inside here with like some, I don't know, maybe some caution? Yeah, let's try some. I don't know about that. I guess I'll go with what I usually do. Get some, something in there. Yeah, let's see, right in the front here. I wonder if I should try to do some kind of fluctuation of colors or something here. Oh, I could add some lights. Yeah, maybe some lights and a thing. There. Paint the top side again. Color used there. Decals back on there. Okay, so that's a little bit better. Don't think you'll really ever see this part here, but it's alright. Alright, so yeah, that's better. So now, the sensor. Let's take a look at its shape and size again. I'm going to drop this down below where the door goes as well, by a couple blocks at least. And then have it go forward some. And I don't want to widen up too much because if you're walking right next to it, I don't want it to open up. I only want it to open up when you're actually on it. But you know what? I could bring it one more that way. So as soon as you walk up to this edge, it'll open. Yeah, I think that'll work. Alright. So this one doesn't really have to activate too much. Basically, just assign this ramp to the entry door. Let's just see if that works. Okay, so we're closed up, and as soon as we get close, it should open up. Alright. Oh, and I gotta paint this bottom area here too. Some of that. That in the back, and I'm trying to get a little bit more texture detail on the hull too. And there's places I'm gonna have to tune up, and they're kind of flat right now. I don't like the texture that I'm painting this with, though. That should be more like that or something. Okay, so let's see, out of God mode. It's pretty good. I didn't add any blinky lights up here. I could always do that on the exterior. I might, I don't know. I guess I don't really care about the size of this. I really have it fancy. Yeah, some light, yeah. I like to hide all the sensors inside walls. You know, on Garaman, on that, hiding the sensors inside the walls. I've done that. Some of the builds I have, well, kind of done that. Like, especially the little Star Trek, some of the Star Trek ship builds, especially with the elevator, the inside elevator, like LCDs and stuff. But then, at the same time, it screwed me so bad because I forgot where I put a sensor, and there was one time I was just flying around forever trying to figure out where the heck did I put the sensor for this and that, and now it's like I don't like to hide them as much as I used to, especially with the ones I like to put over the storage controllers. Those, since I want to be able to edit those, I try to have those like right in front of your face, so you just can't miss them really. Yeah, you have to name all the sensors if you do that. Yeah. All right, well, this sensor's working, but yeah, let's get some little lights. Now, okay, so one other thing I forgot to mention. There's a lot of Reforged decorative parts, like these over here and some other ones, and you probably haven't been noticing those on the ship. And the whole reason I haven't been putting those in is there are people that play the game in vanilla yet, and I wanted to have a vanilla version of the ship for them. And maybe the same ship can work with both RE2 and vanilla, possibly. You have to mess with the cores, but and that's why I haven't been putting in a lot of these other parts that are RE specific, because then I would have to gut all those, find them, remove them from the build to build the vanilla version. And I was trying to avoid having to do that, but there are some really neat lights in here. I love these things, these warning lights. They're really cool. They spin around and flash. And the whole reason I haven't used them is specifically why I just said that. And it's kind of sucks really, because I'd like to put those in. I don't know if I'm thinking the right way there or not. Maybe I should just do it and not worry about it so much. But anyway, okay, so we rigged up a couple things. We did a hangar door. We did the front ramp. Oh, wait, lights. Hold on, lights. I didn't put the lights in. Let's see. And I think we can get away with some lights here. Try to use the small ones. Let's turn them sideways. Oh, yeah, they're already blinky lights, aren't they? So that was the last one. We'll just set this one of these different. Here with its delay. 0. And then we got to set them to the front entry. For entry door. There. So now they should kick out. And blinky lights on the front entry door. Alright, so that's good. Alright, so moving on to something else here. I'm glad I'm getting some of this done on screen, though, but I don't want to, like, drag it out and do the same thing over and over on a streaming video. So, okay, so I haven't looked at the bridge area yet. Door and light sensors, did some of them. I got another good hour or two to do of that yet, probably. Okay, balanced CPU for Core 7. Alright, so this should be pretty easy, I think. Let's take a look at what we're at. Okay, no, right now I got the ship set to Core 7 with its cores. But it is over by quite a lot. It's about 300,000 over. Let's just get rid of the stuff I don't plan on putting in here in the first place, like all these medium shield parts and stuff. I'll get rid of a lot of CPU there. Let's see, what else do I got? Like, how do you guys feel about the drone base? Should I keep the drone bay stuff in here stock? I may have the CPU for it. I just don't know if that's something people are going to want or not on a ship. I've never used them. I can't even tell you how efficient or good they work, or anything about it. It's the first build I ever tried with them. And I don't have the other, I don't have the drone deployer parts in right now, which are supposed to go here. Yeah, drone bays need expensive parts. Yeah, I was worried about that. All right, I will cut those for now. I will cut those for now. It sucks too, because this of the whole ship, I think this area looks nicest because of that super detailed drone part. That I hate removing it. I really do. It sucks. But I suppose I can clean up the floor a little bit below it. I've got a little bit of texture problems here, looks like. Oops. That was supposed to be something like that. Ooh, missing texture right there. No, I'm not. That's the outer hull. Oh, is that airtight? Is this airtight? Better check. It is. Okay, good. Oh, they're not bad. Just aluminum foil and advanced capacitors. Don't they take advanced kits? You know, here. I'm gonna undo removing those a second. Oh, and all the textures, I guess, too. We'll put those back in for now, and let me I'll gut everything else first, and then we'll take a look at what resources the ship is taking. Except I need to put in those drone deployment pieces, whatever those are called. Drone, yeah, these guys, drone launch pads. Okay, so one goes there, one goes here. So I'll just keep those on the ship for now, and we'll get rid of all the other parts first. Okay, so what else do we have in here? I don't think I put anything in there. Okay, got those out of there. Got the shield parts out of these two sides. I'm gonna hit the shield parts first, I think. Oh yeah, fusion reactor. Large turbines. I'm gonna keep the shield. So what are we looking at? 733. Oops. Oh yes, we got the big radar. Okay, nothing up there. Okay, on this build, I'm planning on keeping all the thrusters intact and not screwing with them. Oh my god, I don't have any guns in the big launcher positions at all right now. In fact, I almost forgot that I had these in the ship. Let's see. The rest of the CPU would probably be involved in the production area. And I do have that loaded up right now, so... I'm going to try to keep one of the universals in place Like 10. Let's go to that one. Deconstructor. Small constructor. What's the CPU look like? And now, if I go for core 7, I'm not gonna be able to keep so many things in place. Try to keep 2 of those. That block. Oh, I need a block chip. Yeah, I gotta have that out. We got 4 smalls here. Kind of want to keep them. I want to keep all this stuff. It's a problem. Drone base space. You can check the drone bay in constructor. EmpyreonBuddy.com. EmpyreonBuddy.com. I never heard of that site. That's cool. So look at that sometime. Okay, so I don't want to cut this utility stuff. Farm doesn't really take any CPU. What am I forgetting? I'm forgetting something. I think I have a 60 light year warp drive in the build as well. Oh, I'm forgetting all the medium turbines. Yeah. Let's get these out of here. It's going to be really tight, actually, at Core 7. I thought it wasn't going to be as tight as it is, but it's going to be pretty darn tight, I think. Because I don't have any guns on the ship, except for sentry guns right now. We can get rid of another constructor, a couple small constructor. Oh, I didn't paint under there. Let's get rid of all of them for now. Alright, let's see. Don't too much choices on textures here. That. About 11,000 over yet. Man, that would force me to remove all the... Oh, I still have a deconstructor too. That. Okay, now we're clear on CPU. Yeah, and there's... Well, since I took out the radar array, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. I don't have a detector or any other radar on the ship right now. And I certainly wanted to come with something, probably a detector. So, yeah, let's get one of them out here somewhere. Get rid of some parts for now. They still, no, yeah, there it is. So, I should technically put this where the other radar's supposed to go. Very big difference in size, though, that's for sure. Now I'm gonna have to get an info LCD and try to explain to the player that you can fit a radar array here. But how much does that detector take up? So we're about 1,000 over CPU with that detector in place. I feel like I'm missing some other CPU part. Now the shield that's in here is the advanced shield. And the not the radar, the warp drive, I believe, is also the advanced warp drive in here. Now, and I could get rid of some CPU by taking this down to the 30 light year version of this. I just hate it. But this one does need extra parts. Oh, I never did paint under there either. All right, hold on. I'm gonna just cut this out. I gotta fix up this. I forgot to do this. Totally forgot to do this. All right, a little bit of painting in here. Some lights. And let's put a thing there. And that's not painted up here either. Yes, just do the walls in orange, and we'll paint the back the gray or something. Two different grays. What's that other gray? This gray? No. I think this is an exterior gray. That's wrong anyway. Okay, so that's painted. Let's get the floor in here. Things. A couple of jiggies. And oh no, I'm missing the iconic decal around the pipe end. Oh, I guess it's just one of those. Okay. Gotta have that. You know, everybody's gonna see that. Alright. Alright. So let me just out of giggles here, let me grab the cheap warp drive a second. I know the other one requires other parts. And again, I'm trying to keep this pretty easy to get in the game. But I hate the 30 light year warp drive with a passion at the same time. Okay, so what does that do for the CPU? Okay, now we're at 610. So now we're a full 9K under. About. Why aim for a C7 just for I guess the target goal on Core 7 is mostly that you don't need quantum processors to spawn it in. If you go to Core 9, you got to have the superior cores. They take the quantum processors. I can eliminate the cost of that by going to Core 7, keep the overall build cheaper with the cores, less gold needed, less other things, and that's kind of the reason why. Just to make it easier to spawn in game. So, okay, so we've got this kind of, well, I'm still trying to free up more CPU because I'd like to get some turrets on here too. And right now it is taking quantum processors. 4 of them. From something. It's not the cores. It could be the drone base. Okay, that's something. I left the drone base in here too. And it was something I was planning on cutting. From the build. So I wanted to take a look at what resource requirements the ship was sitting at when I got everything else kind of toned down, I guess you could say. And yeah, see, this is the part I was trying to eliminate by not having it at the Core 9. So that doesn't force you to have to run some POIs, abandoned POIs and stuff to try to get quantum processors before spawning the build. Don't take advanced kits. Yeah, there's stuff that takes advanced kits. All right, well, anyway, okay, so we've seen it's got advanced kits and it's got the quantum processors. Let's get rid of the drone bays and get rid of the deployer pieces for them and see what that puts us at. Still taking quantum processors. So it wasn't the drone bait that's doing it. It's still taking advanced upgrade kits. Huh. Maybe it's the shields. Okay, let me undo that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that might have done it. Okay, they're back. And they're back. Alright. So yeah, it's not the drone base. Using the quantum processors. What is using the quantum processors? What am I missing? I did get rid of the fusion reactor. Now we have 2 advanced generators in the build. Yeah, up over here. I don't even know if it needs to right off the gates, honestly. It might though, because there's quite a lot of larger thrusters on here. Do I got anything else chilling out in this room? Now we do have a heavy shield. I wonder. But I'm pretty sure I've ran heavy shields and other things. It didn't require quantum processors. So here, this is just a test. I kind of want to keep it with the heavy shield if I can. Oh, here, let me rotate this the right way. Oh, I can't place it because the other shield's in place. Okay. I just wanted to swap it out a second to see. That changes the cost. No. That ain't it. The big repair. Oh, the big repair. I forgot about the big repair bay. You're probably right. I bet you that's it. Okay, so let's undo that. Put the heavy shield back. I forgot about the big repair bay. All right, we gotta paint this up too under here, and I'm gonna put the little grates in here. I want to keep this mostly muted. We gotta go to hull colors here though. I have a feeling I made some accidents with my hull colors versus interior colors in the build. I'm a little worried about that. If I try to do a custom paint color for it, I'll know because things will be not working right. We want this to be darker too. Just kind of make this area kind of disappear more or less, except for the side stuff. Yeah, let's try red here to give it a little bit of something going on in here. Maybe a couple vents there, and okay, and the railing pieces. We got, so we can park up there if you're not using it. You can still land stuff there. It's all good. And you know what? I'm missing some decals around here too. I just realized. Every time I use these lights, the decal is supposed to go right over the top. It kind of blends them in better, makes your lines light up the dark, basically. First discovered of when I first did this and figured it out was I think the first Perses carrier, the original one. And I was so geeked that it's like, look, you can see the runway at night. It kind of lights up. All right, so there's that. All right, stats. Did that do it? Did that do it? It did it. All right, so looks like the drone bays are pretty inexpensive, honestly. I'm not seeing anything wild having the drone bays installed, but that CV repair bay was costing some quantum processors for sure. So that's cool. And let's see, CPU with, oh wow, that's good. That's good. I'm 570. Yeah, let's get some turrets on here. Since I stripped them all off already, I'm just gonna put on some cheapos, like some good old miniguns, I think. We kept the advanced shield. However, I did kind of screw the warp drive, but that's gonna make the build cheaper, and you can upgrade it on the spot. So it might not be the end of the world there. But okay, for turrets, I did want to get a couple turrets in some of these positions. Yeah, like over there, you can kind of cover the front, the side a little bit. Keep these in. Let's see, what's our CPU looking like? Got, and probably add 2 more. Should be about right, I think, for your basic drone defense. I'll probably get them on these back areas here. Maybe I'll have them facing out that way. What's that do? 610. All right, we're sitting all right so far. Oh, I broke some textures over here too. that. Okay. Alright, so CPU kind of balanced. Looking at something here and I'm wondering what it would look like if I put some caution decal there. Those two spots in the front. A little bit more. Trying to get a little bit more detail. Any place I can really find. All right. So one last question I've got: what do the drone bays cost in CPU? So right now we're at, well, let me just equip one. Oh wow, 17,500 CPU for the bays. So times that by 2, and additional 1,000 CPU for the launch pads. So quite a bit, actually. So about 18,500 CPU per. So that's a little under 40K for the two of them. Let's see, run an abandoned mine. You get 4 robotics. Maybe only 2 quantum processors. Yeah. Oh, on the comment, I am what I am. Also, hey, Ente, and sorry, I wasn't paying attention to comments very recently here. On the question of why when you sub something doesn't it show up in your library, it often has to do with there's a limit on how many individual blueprints you can sub and have them show up, and what happens, especially if like the one you're not finding, it starts with a higher, like in alphabetical order. If it's down at the lower end of the alphabet, you know, it will not show up unless you start removing some blueprints from your blueprints folder. Is the problem actually? I've had to do that constantly. Especially like I've got some ships name like that start with W, like Wayfarer. And if you have a lot of blueprints in your folder, it'll cut off at a certain letter, and then you won't see anything else beyond that. And the only way to really fix that is to literally go into your hard drive blueprint folder and start removing blueprints. A pain in the butt. It's a real pain in the butt. And that's, yeah, it's happened a lot. I've seen over my days, a lot of people ask the same question. It's kind of another one of them weird bug things in the game, and it really shouldn't be that way, but it is, and it's never been corrected. Yeah, game restart is a game restart is a feature too. Yeah, it's I hate that one with the passion, that name thing, and you'll see some people put out blueprints that start with a dash, and that puts it at the top of the list. But then, you know, if everybody does that, then it's the same thing, and I don't know, it's just a pain in the butt. It's I don't want, you know, what letter build starts with to dictate its name. But you know, if you all your release blueprints start with an A or B or something, they would probably always be seen. It's gonna kick everyone else's blueprints off the list. It's a messed up thing. It really is. All right, so I think we've keeping the drone bays in. I might just keep them. But then again, well, what do you guys think? Would you rather have more stock guns, or would you rather have the drone bays? Because if I got rid of the drone bays, I could probably add another 3 or 4 turrets to the build right off the gates. I don't know how effective the drones and the drone bays and stuff are at doing defense combat stuff, because I've never used them. So that is something. I'm not sure which way I should go here. I like the idea of keeping them in stock because of their visual presence, but Beyond that, if it doesn't make much sense, then I could cut them and add more turrets. I do have a lot more turret positions on the build. So, what do you guys think on that one? I'll keep on moving on and see what comes up there. Yeah, this is not much of a fighter ship. I tried to build it. Well, it's steel, right? It's a steel hull. It's a single layer steel hull, carbon interior. Even on the front side, I think there's like 2 layers of steel on the very front of the ship, but that's about it. The thing is I believe in Reforged Eden 2, they reverted the shields back to how they worked in Reforged Eden 1. So in other words, you won't, if your shields are working, you shouldn't take hull damage from bad guys. Like in Reforged Eden 2, even if your shields were on and working, you'd still take a little bit of hull damage from impacts on you. And I think that was changed. So if that was changed, and you were running around with this ship and you put in, say, some medium shield parts, small shield parts, got the shield up pretty good, added some, you can even add some of the heavy launchers back over here, and 6 light launchers in the front, put on some other turrets and stuff. If your shield's running and you got a decent size shield, you could do some combat operations with it. And I wouldn't worry about it too much, even though it's a steel hull and not really built for combat, but you could. So that's kind of the point I was trying to do with it. Why it's got these launcher positions in the first place, despite being a carrier. It's just so you could use it for some other things. Like if you wanted to take down some easier targets out in space, you could do it, you know. But it's not a dedicated high-end combat ship at all. So don't be getting their dreadnoughts or anything. The ship will look very pretty while it's being blown up, right? Well, yeah. And a lot of the reasons I'm doing some of the choices on this build, like with the lounge and a lot of the like old school stuff, is because it's that's what the original was. You know, the original Perses carrier was exactly this, and so was the CV2 and the CV3 model, and it's just like, yeah, that's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it, and all those other versions had places to put guns on them. And back in the day, this is before there was shield parts and crazy stuff, and you could build hulls out of combat steel and get away with it. You could do some combat with it, you know, but at this point in time, it's a lot different. But I'm trying to stick to the past versions of the ship and not deviate from the original formula, since it's supposed to be a newer version of the same ship class. So that's why. At some point I do need to build a dreadnought. You know, when I was working on some Creel OPVs, I said I was going to build a dreadnought, and after I finished 2 Creel OPVs, I didn't feel like it. I just didn't. It was like going to take way too long. I don't know if you guys ever seen those or not. I believe they're in Creel space. However, in game I've never made it to Creel space, at least on the Anvil server. What do they call these things? Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's the Pariah and the Scythe, whatever I call that. So yeah, this was the littler of the two. Little Creel OPV here. No, the lighting's bad, hard to see kind of what it looks like, but it's purple like the Creel. And this one's it's kind of got like a little bit of a squid head on it, and these are like little squid tentacles hanging down from it. But again, kind of hard to see. And yeah, these ones are kind of set up to raid on the inside and stuff. So you got your typical looking Creel interior space. But that's one of them. And then there was another Creel OPV, the little bit bigger one. This was supposed to be the mid-size one. And then I was going to build, I wanted to build a Dreadnought Creel OPV as well. And by the time I got this one done, I totally didn't feel like it. So that's kind of what happened. So yeah, and this is the other one, bigger OPV. A couple floors in this one, more stuff. Even it's got some spawners in it. So, yep. Good old Krill OPVs. All right. Well, anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm trying to avoid getting sidetracked too bad. It's easy to do though. Dreadnoughts, so just fill them with 2/3 with Xeno and don't have much interior work. Yeah. I don't know, man. If I do a Dreadnought someday, I want it to be a lot. You know, first it's a big ship. You know, I want a lot to do inside of it, and that's the thing. And that's probably why I'm not. I'd rather build a POI, like a POI ship than a OPV, really, because or a POI base even, just because you could do a lot with the insides and set up your course and stuff. And the OPVs, they scare me a lot because if you try to have any elaborate way through it, it's not going to work because parts of the ship are probably going to be missing by the time you get into it. So I don't know. It's just one of those things. All right. Back to the list here. All right, custom LCDs, info, and lounge. I'm gonna do number 9 first. So, it was tripping me up last time. Gravity. I was all freaking out. How do I look at the gravity? And then someone pointed out that as soon as you have it equipped, it puts up a key on your screen. So I can hit Control F. It says it right down in the bottom right of the screen, and then it shows you your gravity range. So, what does gravity in the ship look like? And I'm scared. Huh. It's not what I thought it was going to look like. It's looking a little better than I thought it would be, which is good. Looks like we lose gravity. Here, let's test this in reality. We get out of God mode. So we got gravity here, and it's saying it would disappear right at the edge of the flight deck here. Yes, and it does. Now I float in space now. All right. Control F. Preview range. Oh, I didn't want to do it though. Is it a one-time deal? Oh, Control up. No. It almost looked like they were overlapping a lot more than I thought. I think the range on the bigger one's a lot bigger than it used to be, because I was worried there was going to be a gap in between the two, like the one in the front and the one in the back, and they were well overlapped. Which, yeah, let's see. Recommend switching to the smallest gravity generator and hitting Control F on the outside of the hull. Somewhere with it. I'll give you a little extra bubble off the side so it doesn't appear. Right now, I don't know why Control F worked the first time. And now, now it's working again. Okay. No, what? Wait. Do I gotta be looking at the gravity generator for it to tell me that? Like, I've got one in the back of the ship way over here. And it's probably bigger than it needs to be because it didn't look like it was really doing much of anything. But it would need to cover the back of the ship. But, okay, so... oh, wait. Okay, so you said to go to a small version. Medium, small, extra small. Here, I'll put this just somewhere back over here temporarily. And hit Control F on it. Okay, now it's showing me all the gravity again. Alright. Or no, it's not. Now it's not showing the one right down in there. Huh. Or it is. It is showing the one in there. That's this big circle there. Okay. I don't think I have any interior space that goes that far out over here. Or do I? I think I do. Oh yeah, there's interior space that comes all the way out to here. which would be about at that road there. Oh boy. So the gravity, what I gather, I got a little bit. If you're walking on the flight deck and you walk up to that area there, you'll trip off. And then back over here, I don't like how this one's off-centered, but can't really put it in the middle. It's not quite far enough this direction to cover that other interior space there. Let's see. Right mouse button on gravity generator, reject gravity. Yeah, I don't like gravity. Honestly, I just soon have the ship without any gravity generators on it. I don't like the gravity. I mean, when you're on land or on a planet, you have gravity because the planet does, and the gravity generators don't do anything. And when you're in space, it's a whole lot easier to get around with the jetpack, a lot faster. So I don't really even want the gravity generators, quite frankly. I didn't put them on different recent build too, like that smaller Creel starter ship. I guess I just wanted to make sure if a player does want the gravity, that my locations are working for that. I guess, you know. But do any players actually want gravity on a ship? I mean, that's a good question to ask right there. I think too. Gravity gens aren't additive now, so you can put 6 or 7 smaller ones with overlapping fields. Yeah, you know, I probably should have thought about that when I was building this ship. I'm so used to the old school gravity generators yet that didn't even really think about the other sizes and things that have been updated on those. But like, yeah, and they also take up. Oh, hey, I got a missing block just randomly here. Look at that. There's just nothing there. Hold on, we can't have that. Let's see if this makes any difference. See, okay, open block space, right? Just block missing in the hall. Look at the size class. It probably won't make a difference on this one block, but we are at. I wish it would take it down more decimal points here, but we are at 11.05 size class. If I put in a full block here and look at it again. Yeah, see, it even made a difference there. See, now we're at 11.04 size class. So I brought up before, filling in hollow areas in your ship will reduce the size class if you're filling them in with solid full blocks at least. So that's an example of what that will do for you, reducing your size class a little bit. That's an LCD placement spot. Oh, I like the way you think. You know, you're right. It kind of is. There's more in the ship. There's probably another 15, 20 of these LCD placement spots at the hull. But every time I see them, I've been filling them in so I can reduce the size class. But again, it's like, yeah, with the LCDs, I don't really know what to put out in this area. But yeah, I just wanted to figure out what to do with the gravity. Hold on, let me take a look at this back gravity generator. I don't think I can move it though. If I can even find where it is from. Oh, what do I got going on there? Oh, I seen a little bit of a. Oh, this is wow. I don't. No, I didn't put any. Oh, this is confusing me. I did not. I swear, I did not put any shaped cargo extensions in this build. Why is this one a shaped cargo extension? And on the other hull, that's another no-no. Crap. How did I come across that? I noticed the texture on the side. This cargo extension. Oh, wait. Outside colors. I certainly wouldn't be like that on the other side, would it? No, it can't be because I don't even have any cargo storage there. So it's saying that I got blocks on this side that are cargo extensions and they're shaped. That one is too. Both of these are. I'm gonna have to. I'll try to fix that later. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do about it. If I start messing with that, I'm gonna screw up a storage controller. That, you know, who knows? Maybe I already did. Let me test the controllers here to see if they got the right stuff. Okay, we're 320. I hope I didn't screw this up. I've made that mistake before. Okay, this one's 320. Correct. This one should be a 640. This one is a 640. Really hate how that is right in the way. Oh, it's probably because I got that equipped. Okay. What are you? You are 640. You should be. You're 640. 40 there. I forgot to do this on releasing a couple builds. One that Gearman actually pointed out, I believe it was the Hexus space station. I had 4 broken controllers when I put it to the workshop. Well, not coming up with the right quantity on their controllers. Oh, and this one, it just dawned on me. I don't have an ammo controller in the build. This one was supposed to be replaced with an ammo controller. There it is. And I got to get an ammo LCD above that one too. Okay, so now we should have our 320k ammo. All right. Okay, so LCDs. Yeah. All this stuff takes so long to get through sometimes. But, okay, info LCDs, those, I'll do a couple of those real quick. And that's why I got the Makar chilling out here. It's my info LCD thing. So let's grab one for, like, the fusion reactor. And if I give it some gas here. Alright. It's my info LCD museum. Fusion reactor. Where did I have that in this build? Main shield. Fusion reactor right here. So we're going to steal this. We know this is a 3x3. I'll only do a couple of these and then we'll move on to a custom LCD. I'm scared of the custom LCD, so I know what I want to do with it too. It's just I worry that I could spend 3 hours working on a custom LCD and then be so annoyed by the time I'm done making it that I don't feel like doing it anymore. It's happened multiple times in the past. Alright, so fusion reactor LCD, we've got that in memory right now. We got to get 2 here. And let's get the LCDs. And I'll just put it exactly where the thing's supposed to go. Up into there. And paste that. Set our width, height. And yeah, there it is. That was pretty easy. So yeah, fusion reactor goes there. Actually, yeah, I think I had it facing the same way too. So yeah, I think that's right. So yeah, super easy to put those in sometimes. Usually most of the time, actually, it's pretty easy to put those in. Let's see, Eclipse is my favorite ship. But the weapons like to hide. Did you hide your core in the cockpits? I haven't built the bridge part yet. It's on my to-do list here. The core is still here. And yeah, I was planning on putting the core like right behind the pilot seat here. It's probably 1 block forward from where it is now. Yeah, move that. So something like that. There's like this lower little area down in here too. I didn't really want another room in here. It doesn't really need it. The elevator goes up to the bridge itself, but I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this. And I haven't really quite decided yet. That's probably why I've been avoiding this area right now. So, and you guys' opinion, is this still a good idea to have the core like really close to your pilot seat, in case, you know, you're flying along, you get popped, you're dead, and it blows up the core at the same time. The AI goes away and leaves your ship intact. That's the point of it. That's the whole reason that the core is there. Now you can take the core, I could bury it somewhere way deep in the hull somewhere, but then something happens, you get killed. The AI is just going to keep on pummeling your ship when you're dead, and that's bad. All right, well, okay, custom LCDs. I also fear this. So a lot of doorways on this ship have the same type of half block structure up above them, like either flat or angled. Like, well, not that one, or that one. This one does. So what I wanted to do is make like an LCD that can stick around in various places in front of the doorways of the ship and have it say what's in the room. And that is one of the LCDs I'd like to make. But there's a huge amount of problems even thinking about this. One, where are you going to put the LCDs themselves sometimes? And every doorway is a little bit different too, which is, yeah, basically I want to make sure I could make an LCD that could fit on this surface here, and then also flat on a surface just like that would be the game plan here. So you're not going to get targeted in the seat, and there's nothing targetable on the bridge. So if you die from a stray missile, core isn't likely to get destroyed anyway. Well, you get a good point. It's just I was just thinking, you know, at the proximity, like, of the core, like, I don't know if I can. Oh, that's a bad spot to put the core now, isn't it? Hey, look at that. There's the core. I didn't realize, yeah, I would have to come back a little bit. Well, you know, the core doesn't have to be here. I could put it in the core room. I don't want it to be there either. It's like there's no place I want to put the core in a build. I mean, I don't know. But you're right. It certainly doesn't have to be here. Now I could like take it and I could bury it in the back part of this room. I mean, again, there's nothing for the AI to shoot at over in this part of the ship here. So I could like slam it back over there, or I wanted to keep it away from the engineering rooms with the generators and stuff. So there's that. Let's see. Put the core in the put the core in the core room. Are you crazy? Yeah. Well, it is the literally last place I want the AI to be shooting at is the core room. I mean, it's just like you usually try to put that in just a out of the way place, which is kind of your best defense, really, for that. But yeah, as in this, I don't know. I guess last few builds I put the core. I thought I put the core at least right near the pilot seat. I thought that was a general thing on what was cool to do at this point in time. Like, whatever is strong enough to bust this glass and kill you might be able to kill that core, but I obviously, because of the block work down here, I can't put the core there anyway. So, here, let's get that out of there again. Here, I'll shove it in the back over here in the corner for now. Yeah, let's put that. Oh, wrong button. What did I do there? There we go. That should be steel black. That back. Add a turret in back of the seat. Add a turret back of the seat. Like, huh? like a sentry gun? Like behind this? I don't know what that would accomplish if I had a turret in back of the seat. Like that would get the AI to shoot at you and kill you. If I did that. Let's see, not LCDs. You might need two LCD, one for flat walls and one for 40. Yeah, I know. The size difference is going to be the 45. It needs to be a little bit bigger LCD than the 90-degree one. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, let's do this. Let's start. Let's start with this doorway. I'll obviously try to make it all so they're kind of universal, so I can use the same one to have it for different places. This is always gonna suck though. One thing though is I gotta have it. Man, yeah, just placing these things is gonna be a nightmare too. I can't put it there. That would interfere with the fusion reactor placement. So I gotta have it facing, I believe, the same direction as the LCD I want here, and it has to be. I can't have it in front of where it's got to be, so it's got to be behind it somewhere. And see it already, like the first one I'm trying to place is already going to be a little bit of a nightmare, but I think this could work here. It's going to look stupid though, but oh well. Alright, so let's figure out our position first. So what I like to do for this is I'll set the background color to something. Let's take the height down to 0.5. Let's try to get this positioned where we want it. Which is, let's see, so we're going to want to go Z forward here. I don't see it. Is that too far away? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's almost too far away. Well, hold on. I didn't go all the way up, did I? No, let's go. Now there it is. No, it's not too far away. Just makes it. Okay, good. So let's. I hate this part. God, I hate this part. This is in your way all the time when you're trying to see what you're doing. It just doesn't make any sense the way these controls were made. So we want it to come down to there. And we want to, I might get screwed on that. I can't bring it out any further. And I think this rotation is going to kill me. Or I'll screw it up. Maybe let it go. Or not. Maybe it's going to work. Kind of. Not quite right. I don't know if there's anything I can do to fix that. Try to take this down. Oh? That's close enough right there, I'd say. Oh, decoy? Yeah. Alright, okay, so that's our position, our general size. Now the same size, since I did half, should also fit on the horizontal ones, I believe. So, I mean, on the vertical ones, it's going to be a little smaller. I'm trying to make a one size fits all if possible. Just save a lot of time and effort, I think. And make it easy to edit at the end of the day, too. Alright, so we've got that. So, basically, all these LCDs are really going to have to say is like what's behind the door. Could be a farm or engineering or something like that. So you don't have to say a lot, but it would be nice to have a border frame or something with it too. So I usually always put in a custom size with all these and not use the font size or the colors here. So I'll put in like, I don't know, I'll try 10 for now. Color, and kind of going with a more of a red LCD, or well, look, highlight accents. So I'll probably try to do this in a reddish. So we got to do at color equals. Oh wow, I'm having a total mind blank now. What am I? Why? Why does it feel so wrong? Color equals. Oh my goodness! Hold on. Mind fart. Mind fart. Mind fart. Let me look at how to put it the color command properly. I can't believe it. Oh yeah, equals. Oh, it's the number sign. Duh. Sorry. Mind farts suck. Ever experienced those? Alright, get this again. The color equals at. Alright, so we want red, so I'm going to just kind of cheese it a little bit here. We'll do E's for red. Let's see, green. Give it just a little bit of green. No blue. And let's give it just a bit of alpha. Okay, and now let's look at some LCD thingies. So we want a corner. I'm debating if I want to go round or square for the corners, or try to even be fancier than that with it. And I only have to really build one of these, and I'll probably have to reuse it on this build and maybe even other builds, you know, dozens of times if all goes well. So I'm gonna have to see what's going on here. I got to get rid of that background color too. Like, well, I might just leave that on for now, so I know the total size. So that's a pretty dinky little round corner piece. So let's make that bigger. Let's try to jump that up to 20. And let's also, I want that to be higher up in the air. Oops. Oh, that's way too crazy. Okay, minus 20. It was 0. Huh. Kidding me. Alright, 10. 5. Okay, that's about right. Oh, good color picker for EGS color. I looked at some websites in the past, and Crazy Z actually showed me one before too, and it would print out your hexadecimal color codes that you could use in here, and you could pick from a color palette. The problem I found with it is the colors don't translate properly into Empyrion. They always seem to be a different color than what you, or different tint, different. It's like, it didn't seem like it worked very well in my book. So usually what I just do is, knowing that, you know, the first 2 characters are red and the second 2 are blue and the third 2 are green, I just kind of throw in random numbers or letters there until I'm satisfied with the color of it by sight. And that's basically how I've been doing all the LCDs. But there are color pickers out there. I think you can even search on Google for, like, if you look for either hexadecimal color picker. I think if you do a search for that, you'll find one right away. Okay, so we got one part in. So what I'm going to do now is position this a ways out, and we want to put in the other corner. So that'd be this one. And let's get that up to the edges. And again, LCDs, you know how much I would love it if I could just grab Photoshop and make something and put it there. And I know you can with the that decal thing, but that's like a separate image picture thing, and I don't know if that works on regular builds. So, but doing this usually sucks. It's just, but it's worthwhile at the end. It's a love-hate relationship. Love to see them, hate to make them. Slow, time-consuming, rather annoying. Okay, so we've got those two in. I'm going to put in the other two on the bottom side since the size is all set to the same. So I will do another line height command here. Equals, I'll just set it to something. Let's say 50 now, and then we'll do that one. Okay, so not quite tall enough. I don't want these super tall either. So, but we can go a little bit bigger than that. So 60. Well, maybe go for the center. 70, 75. Too much. 70. Okay, and that's the same position. Put in the last one. Okay, so we got those in place. Now we got to roll the line height back. So I'll say goes like minus 70. This is just a guess right now. And then we're going to want to change, let's see, we're going to want to put in stuff to fill in these lines horizontally first. So I think I'd want to use something like one of these. See, and that's way too big right now, so I'm going to have to modify the size. So we'll go half the size, try that. And just our line height a little bit more. And yeah, I'm trying to look right through here to see what's going on. That's okay, so we're there. Let's do this with the position command. So 10. Let's drop that back to 9. Man, that looks pretty good. Let's get it close up. Not quite good enough. Alright. Back to, let's try 8.5. Okay, so now we got curve into square line there. Looks alright. So let's take this character and paste it across here. Oops. I'm trying to get it set up so I can see what I'm looking at in the window. Oh, I forgot what I did there. I'm going to luck out. Not really. Kind of overlapping in that corner there a little bit. Back one. No, it doesn't go far enough. I hate when that happens. So this part sucks. This means I need to put in another custom position here, but it's got to be on the same line or it screws everything else up. And then the editor will screw up. My line's too long, so you're screwed either way if this happens. So say position 140, and then put in another one of these lines. And 140 is probably totally wrong. So I don't know where it is right now. One. Oh, it's already screwing up. Oh, maybe not. Okay, 160. Nope. 170. Ah, okay, just seen it blink there a little bit. So 175. Ah, there it is. I think. That's pretty close. I have that little bit of alpha in there. That's why you see the overlap. I can get rid of that alpha too, and that'll get rid of that little screw up there. All right, so we made a line with 2 Kirby pieces on it. Excuse me. All right, so now we got to do the bottom line. So, okay, so I'm gonna try to make it on another line. So we can need another line height command equals, I don't know right now, and then we'll copy this, put it here, and try to adjust this. And this is why too, if you watch my look at the workshop videos, when I see like complex LCDs in builds, why I like freaking out like, oh wow, that's a lot of work, that's hard to do, and much respect. This is why, because hey, see you later, Garriman. Because they are a nightmare to build, absolute nightmare. I mean, even some of the simplest things. So my better LCDs, and none of my LCDs are super awesome, but like this, even this thing here, man, I probably spent like 4 hours building this LCD, and was annoyed 3 hours and 45 minutes of it. But that's why I just don't build very many anymore. It's just like I hate them. All right, so we've got those 2 lines in. So now we got another hard challenge here. We got to get the side lines in place. So let's see. Let's just kick in another random line height. I'm trying to split these up a little bit more with the command, so I don't have that other bug with the editor here. If I can avoid it. So line height equals, let's say, minus what I just came down in. Okay, so now we got to find a character to go the other way, and then get the size right on that. So, but right now I don't even know where this is showing up at on the LCD. I normally start having 2 lines in place. LCDs are measured in days, not hours. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Well, you see some of those LCDs I'm talking about, you know, like, yeah, like I'd rather hold on the workshop and spend hours. Yeah, I'd rather use Solusticore's LCDs too. I probably ought to look into that. I've so far, besides a couple builds, I've pretty much used my own LCDs for all of it. And it's just like, I don't know, I feel compelled to do that for some reason, but God, they suck. And this is why you see so many of my builds have the same LCDs over and over and over again, because building these things just blows. Alright, so where are we on the LCD? We don't know. We don't know. So, I mean, because I put this line height at that, even though I reversed it here, it's not working right. I think this line would have to be, well, let's take it back further yet. And then I lose my cursor position often too, and that's another, like, I don't know where the heck I'm even seeing anything at right now. It's gone. What if I just said 0? So I can see this DS down here. I don't know where I'm at. Minus 200? Minus 100. Oops. No idea. Minus 300? No. One thing I could try to do is up my height a little bit. Maybe I can see where it's at. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so that's minus 100 right there. See, and that makes no sense. I just like, oh, okay, so it did another 168 line height from this one down to there, and then I took it back 100, so it's there. We'll take it back 200 is there. But I already did 200, and it didn't end up there. When if I bring this back to stock, then it disappears again. Even at a full line height of 100, I have to go. Yeah. Okay. See, this kind of thing. This is when you get really annoyed. Like, why did that just happen? So I'm thinking of past builds that I've done, and I'm now thinking about just borrowing an LCD that was made already to do the same thing and not make a new one from ground up, because I just don't want to do it. What a pain in the butt. It was sort of getting there, but God, it's annoying. All right, so let me look at a Star Trek ship again. They were using, I did some LCDs for them and stuff. So, let's see what we got. Proxima. Where are you? Oh. I feel like I'm blind at this point. Where is the Proxima? Here, let's look at CD specifically. Oh no. Okay. There it is. Okay, let me just take a look at what kind of. I did very similar on this ship. I think with LCDs over rooms and stuff. Yeah, I made this sign here, which is kind of similar. Oh yeah, the H-type cores, the hamster type cores were for this one. Okay, so I think this could kind of work. I'll change the colors and stuff, and now I got to figure out where the heck I put the LCDs. Hydroponics, bridge, yeah. This, yeah, burying your LCDs in the walls. It's always a pain in the butt sometimes to find them. Well, what is this one? This is for the. Oh, okay. This is the. Okay, this is the one. All right, so we'll just steal this one. Menu LCD. Yeah. I think people who do these LCDs have patience of a saint. Yeah, they do. I mean, you know, in the right frame of mind, I could spend a lot of time on LCD, but I'm never in that frame of mind, I swear, anymore. So it just never happens. It would be nice. I mean, I think, visually speaking, because you could do pretty much anything you want with an LCD. You know, you could make amazing looking LCDs. You could build up LCDs to go along your hallway corridors to draw really cool lines and angled lines on your floor. I even thought about one build I wanted to have angled runways, right? So because there's no decals to put like 45-degree lines or anything on anything, I thought about doing like with LCDs. But then the logistics of doing that over a big like landing area, it's by the time I get I'm like, oh, that would be really cool. I should do that. And then I try to do it, and I spend like a half hour trying to get one line right. And then I'm like, oh, screw this. I ain't gonna bother doing this anymore. So that happens a lot. And, you know, one of the great things that, in my opinion, the devs could add to this game, if they do things like that, would be in this I don't know. I always call them decals, but they're not actually called that here. But in the symbols area, um, these are really simple graphic things to make. Really simple, like really simple. And you could build like a little angled one here that, and have like a little corner piece so it would fit, and you could have like it go straight. You could, if you were ambitious, you could even do a 22.5-degree angled version of something like this, and that would add so much functionality for painting on stuff. But yeah, this has been like the same set since Alpha 5 when I first discovered this game. It never changed. So that was disappointing, honestly. It would be cool to see today's versions of Solicitor's LCD build. You know, if I went through all my builds, I could probably produce about 20, 30 different LCDs I made over time. And put them on a little display area. But honestly, yeah, sometime I ought to look into that. I mean, I've got a lot of them are junk. A lot of them are one-of-a-kinds. Like on the Scar Megalodon, I did a lot of like one-of-a-kind custom LCDs for that one. That's why that build took, one of the reasons why that build took a very, very long time. So anyway, let's see what happens here. I'm gonna blow away what was already made here. Replace it with this. And yeah, look at that. See how, see how much easier. Excuse me again, sorry. My throat's getting dry, and yeah, kind of, yeah. All right, we're gonna get rid of the background color at this point. And yeah, I see. It's so dramatically easier stealing another one already built than it is to build a new one. And this one's even more complicated. This one's got an angle thing on the top and like little squares in it and stuff. So let's take the height. And this one should work for that. So I don't like the colors I'm running here. So let's change that around a little bit. Get rid of that. And this would be, let's see, where is the, what do I call this room? It holds a turbine, shield, fusion reactor, yes, oh god, I don't know what to call it, engineering. Maybe I just call it engineering and call it a day. Okay, let's position that out a little bit better. And there's this random. Okay, so this was like a double line one. It's kind of neat for some things. I don't really want to say any more words. Well, what if we scrap that? And then we got this line over here too. So this line is coming in at a different spot. And I don't really want that there either. So let's get rid of this one. And now that screws up the line height on this. So just that. I wonder if I should make this maybe a little bit bigger. Nah, I like the small text. Alright, let's do minus 34 here. That's about almost centered. Yeah, wait. I want to look at LCD's Warrior, or, it's doing it so hard. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you would have bared with me and if I would have not gotten so frustrated, I would have eventually finished the LCD I was working on. I would have eventually figured it out. And would have been probably about 8 o'clock tonight, and I would have got it done. And then I would have never wanted to turn on the game again for another week. But yeah, it's kind of alright-ish. I got to figure out if I want to keep that journal format, and the colors are probably, I mean, this is orange and the other colors are kind of red around here, but that kind of fits with some things like these, the color I did on some of these things. So I don't know, but overall there's I got to put in probably about 10 or 15 of this type in the ship. I got to put in about 20 or so of the easier ones, the placeholder LCDs, like with the fusion reactor up here. And then I wanted to make a nice LCD for the lounge section. And I was probably going to actually get rid of this crap here so I could put an LCD over that, to have it say basically the Perses Lounge. And that was another LCD I wanted to do. I got to put in an ammo controller LCD yet. And I think, and you know, if I really wanted to go crazy, I love seeing the builds that I look at that have the really cool looking HUD bridge graphics and all the neat stuff. But I don't know how I'd fit that in the area I've got here. This is like one block. It's like, can't really do too much with it here. I could put some LCDs on the walls, have a little block on the side with some LCD stuff in this general area, but yeah, I'm not so sure on that either. But anyway, yeah, I realized that, wow, it's already 3 hours already gone by on this stream. I didn't quite looked at a number of things, did get some stuff done on my to-do list down here, but as you can see, there's more yet. Got one more crew room to do. This small shield section is complete now. Hold on. One thing I forgot to look at. Did I remove the shields out of the shield area? Or did I leave them in there? Let's see, that would be up here. Okay, they're vacant. Okay, so I wasn't using up any CPU with that. Alright, cool. Yeah, so those are out of the way. So I got some more things done. Again, ideally speaking, it's Wednesday already. I wanted to try to get this ship out to the workshop this weekend. I don't know if that would be a Saturday or Sunday. It doesn't sound like Saturday right now because I'm supposed to be doing a stream with Excalibur as well on Saturday. So, my game plan would try to get this thing out this Sunday, and I might do another stream on it again Friday, same time as today's stream, and trying to just keep on working out this stuff. It's why builds with a lot of, when you try to get a lot of detail into them and on a larger creation, they take such a long time to do on some of these. I think, even some of the earlier, like the first Perses CV1, or well, it wasn't even called a CV nothing then. I believe, although that ship took me a long time to build, it was so simpler than this newer one. Let's see, Perses. I don't even know if I had it. Perses Carrier Old. No, that's not the right one. I don't even think I have it in my my blueprint list anymore on the original. Well, the CV2 was the upgraded version. But the original one, yeah, I don't even think I have that anymore. But yeah, this one's not a fair comparison. The first one wasn't near as detailed as the revised version. This one was like taking the first ship and putting in like another 40 hours of time into it to build the CV2 version. But it's the same ship, more or less. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, some of those older builds, like 40 hours to do a build this size, roughly. And now I'm finding it Although I'm better with blocks. I know the blocks and flip the blocks good and paint good and all that. Trying to get all the newer things and details and stuff worked out. It's actually taking longer to build than it did even before because I keep on trying to do all this LCD stuff and all this other stuff. And yeah, some of these builds, man. But when you get them all done and you get them out to the workshop, it kind of makes it all worth it, But it's just a lot of time and effort on some of this stuff, and this one's no exception. I didn't think this ship again was going to take near as long as it has been taken to build. I just didn't think it was going to be that bad. But I forget how long it actually takes to do things. And other than that, I really appreciate all the people that could come in and check out the my stream. I'm pretty new at this. I'm trying to get a little better and a little more organized as I go, and I'm definitely fuggling around with controls for streams and things like that. But I think this is kind of cool. I really like having the live feedback on stuff. Doing it in my YouTube video format in the past. When I'm doing build videos, I can't, no one can say anything until I read the comments after the video's already out. So this is a lot better in that regard. But other than that, I think I'll stop right here. And probably do another one of these Friday around same time, about 2:30, I think. Will be my normal thing, and try to get more. I'm going to try to get more done off screen too. So maybe there won't be much to do left on this Friday, but maybe there'll be some things left to do. Other than that, y'all have yourself a wonderful night, and I will talk to you later.